College Football 26 has added many tools and settings on defense to help us get more turnovers and more stops. So whether you're a returning player or you're brand new to the game this year, we got 5 tips to go over today that are going to make you a better defensive player. So let's get straight into it. Starting with tip number 1, this is a very simple concept. It's really easy to learn and understand. If you played last year, you already kind of know probably what I'm getting at with this, but this year, RPO defense is very, very simple. Last year, it was kind of random. You didn't know what your DBs were going to do. If you don't know what an RPO is, it just means run, pass option. You can either run the ball or pass it in the same play. You have the option of doing both. So this year, we have the RPO pass key. So we can tell our DBs whether we want them to focus on the pass coverage and stay on their man, or we can play on aggressive, and this will make them focus on attacking the RPO, the running back out of the play. Last year, it kind of felt like all of your DBs were on aggressive unless you had them in man coverage. And even then, sometimes they would still abandon their coverage and run after the running back, leaving something wide open on the field. This year, we can go straight into conservative, and that'll make them stay on their coverages and they will not attack the running back. Gives you way more control and makes you not have to worry so much about selling out for those RPOs and making sure you have the perfect defense on the field every time. Now we can just run conservative. I will show you what conservative looks like. It seems like the aggressive thing is not working at the moment, or maybe they've just changed the way RPO defense works in general this year, because I couldn't get the zones and the man coverage to actually attack the running back at a certain RPOs. So I'll just give you an example. We'll show you on conservative what this looks like. It's real simple. And I'll give you an example of what it looked like last year. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So last year, here's Metcalf. He's supposed to be guarding the flat, which means he's guarding anything underneath. This means that his responsibility is number 1, or whoever goes to this part of the field, basically. But in the RPO, number 1 is going to be trailing off to the left over here. So this should be his responsibility. Last year, a lot of RPO plays would make something like this happen. Let me show you. So they snap. You see the DB runs down towards the running back, gives up a massive 10, 15-yard play just like that. But now, with conservative, let's show an example of what this looks like. Again, it's not working perfectly, but the conservative part does seem to work pretty well. So take a look at this. So you see he stays in his coverage. He's right there, 1-yard loss on the play. That was something that was just so random last year. We never knew if our DB was going to stay in his coverage, if he was going to stay attacking the running back. So you never had any kind of clarity or control of what was happening with your defense. So this is tip number 1, very important. Make sure you learn the functions, and I would more than likely just keep it on conservative 95% of the time. All right, tip number 2, this is custom zones. You've probably already seen it. If you haven't, I'm going to quickly explain. It is probably going to be one of the most useful and biggest skill gaps for online play. If you're mostly an offline player, this will have rare cases where it's useful. I'll quickly go through it because, like I said, this is more so for online players. I know that not everyone plays online, but like I said, it does have its uses for offline. But we'll kind of just give you a quick rundown and show you why this may be useful. Also, I do see this being very useful for specifically the red zone, even an offline play. You can get your zones to the exact spots you want. So all we have to do this is just press Y one more time, and then we're going to click the DB we want to change. In this case, I'll use B, and then we're going to hold LB, and you can see if we move the left stick up, we can move his zone. Move it all the way down the field. I can move it all the way back down to the line of scrimmage. It's that simple. Now, the uses of this are pretty simple. We want to take away certain routes. If someone's hitting with a drag, say to the right side of the field, they keep hitting us with a 2-yard, 3-yard drag all the way to the side of the field, I can move my zone where he guards down there. If they're hitting me with a 15, 20-yard corner route, guess what? I can now move them up here. Let's say they have a wide formation like on this opposite side with X. I can move custom zones over here. Let's say they keep hitting streaks or fades to the outside against this cover 2. Move that to the side down there. There's a lot of adjustments to give you a lot of tools this year on defense, make it more of a chess match. And just know that this is going to take some trial and error to get it down. It's a lot of buttons to be pressed at once, and you don't always have time to get all these adjustments off. But as you get the muscle memory down, this is going to be something very useful, especially for online players. Just play around with it. You can do it with, I think, every single zone on the field. So just move these zones around, figure out what works best for you, especially if you're getting abused by a certain formation. You got a lot of control where you put your DBs now. If you've gotten value out of the video so far, I really appreciate if you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. Let me know something you want to see out of the content moving forward. Recruiting strats, coach builds, best defenses, offenses, whatever it may be. leave a comment. Let me know what you want to see. We're going to be doing College Football 26 content all year, trying to hit 6,000 subs by December, so I'd really appreciate the support. Also, if you are interested for our Legend tier members, the link down below for that. Our first defensive ebook is coming out on the 17th. Hopefully 17th. I am going on vacation on the 11th, so I'm going to try to have it all ironed out and done by then. But if you are interested, that defensive ebook is going to be, it's going to be hot, man. We're going to have blitzes, defensive twists and stunts, great coverages. It's going to help you win more football games, get more turnovers, and be a happier person because you ain't losing your games. So anyways, let's get back to the last 3 tips of the video. Tip number 3 is all about figuring out what your opponent likes to run, adjusting from there. Sometimes we want to come out and put these crazy defenses on the field before we even have a clue what our opponent is going to be running. Whenever I start a game, every single time, I'm hopping in a cover 4 or a cover 3, and I'm going to fill out what you want to do from sometimes the first quarter, sometimes even the first half. I may give up a couple easy touchdowns from you just driving down the field. That's fine. I'll adjust pretty quickly, but I'm going to figure out what you like to run. What do you want to do? Are you going to be run heavy? Are you going to be doing RPOs? Are you doing option stuff? I want to fill out what you like to do, where you like to throw, because everyone's got tendencies. We're not pro players. We're not the guys that can go to 9 different schemes and dot you up the field. Most people got one scheme, one formation, and if you take away that from them, it's over with. So we're going to start with just kind of the simple concept of filling your opponent out. There's not really much like video that I need to show you with this. This is more just a talking point, but fill your opponent out. See what they like to run. So go in your cover 4, and then we're going to just go to a random play here. So right now, I have no idea what they're going to run at this formation. This is the first play against my opponent. Obviously, if you're playing against the computer kind of does the same thing. They have certain playbooks that they're running. They may run through more than like an online person may do, but the computer will go to some plays that you've seen out of the same formation. You'll know how to stop it the next time. So this is a base cover 4. It's a very safe defense. The middle of the field is open. This is kind of your weakness of the field. They can hit underneath these 2 deep blues in the middle. They can hit you kind of left or right. It's a tough coverage to play the middle, but throwing towards the middle of the field against another player is about the most dangerous spot of the field because that's where their user is. That's why so many people run the cover 4. Cover 4 is also very good against the run. It just plays everything very well, plays the sidelines well, and even these zones, if you have like ball hawk, house call, these safeties will play very aggressively on some stuff underneath, like post, deep crossers. You throw it a little too early, they're going to come crashing down on the football. So I'll just run this. Like I said, there's not really any specific thing I'm trying to show you, but we're just kind of filling out the defense. Filling out the offense. That time we get a little lucky sack, but it's a safe defense. Also, this is something that we'll talk about in tip number 4. I like to drag these safeties down just a few steps. We'll get into that more of kind of how we want to play our safeties. But just in the cover 4, it's pretty safe to drag those down, get them closer to the run game. Again, they go to the run. That was bad user by me. Defensive line didn't play that very well either. But again, we're just filling out the opponent, see what they like to run. Once we figured out, then we can start, going to our adjustments. We can, go Tampa 2. Maybe they like to hit stuff underneath a lot. They're not going to the sidelines much. Go cover 2. Take away the drags. Take away the slants. Maybe they're going up the seams a lot. We can go cover 3 and grab somebody, put them on a man them up. Stuff like this. And I'm just giving an example. There's many things you can do with your zones, many adjustments you can make, but fill your opponent out. Once you've got a good idea, start dialing up things that counter them, and then they're going to fall apart every time. Tip number 4 is something that seems so small, but I promise you it's going to get you way more stops in the red zone. It's all about your safety depth and how aggressively they play on the run and the very quick passes in the game. So right now, my safeties are at the default depth, which just means that wherever the play says that they should line up, that's where they're going to line up, which in this case, I'm going to cover 4. They're about 12 yards off line of scrimmage. It's more, and then the other safety over here, which is Metcalf, they're the 2 safeties here. So watch this. So Moore is already in the end zone when the play starts. We're in the red zone 10-ish yards away from, the end zone. So look at number 1. The CPU doesn't throw it here, but if he throws the ball to number 1, he can probably just turn around and run in the end zone. Look at all this wide open space. Moore may get there in time to meet him at the end zone. That's not something we want to count on. So there's that. That's the default look of the red zone defense. But let me show you a setting they've added this year that's going to be so important for your red zone defense. All we're going to do is click our right stick in, go to safety depth, And we're going to change this to tight, which is 5 yards off the line. Run the exact same play, same offensive play. Now you can see that Metcalf and Moore are about 5 yards off. I would actually even want them down maybe a couple more steps. I wouldn't actually drag them out though. You want them more towards the middle, towards their zone. This also helps with the run. They can come down on the run plays. So maybe like here, doesn't really matter. So that's about 5 yards off line of scrimmage. Let's take a look at this play. So I'm guarding my route. He still gets there. Broke the ball up. Like the end result of the play doesn't matter. But let's take a look at this. So number one, same route as last time, same safety, same zone, everything. Runs up. Look at where Moore is whenever he turns around. He even kind of started to run back faster than I've normally seen. But if he throws this ball now, Moore can turn around and make a play on this and probably meet him before he gets to the end zone. It seems like such a small difference, but this ball can't be thrown early into the play now because Moore is right there. So if he throws it right as he's turning around, he can come right back on the ball, make a play on it, maybe get a knockout, a tackle, whatever it is. But all of these yards and these inches matter so much in the red zone because it gets so hard to score the closer you get to the end zone. So if you can keep them from getting those free extra 3-4 steps before they have to meet contact, they're going to score way more often if you can take those things away. I mean, if they're going to score less if you can take those things away. So very simple concept, not much else to show you there. Like I said, the end result of the play doesn't really matter. This is more so just a concept you can apply to your defenses in the red zone. Doesn't have to be cover 4 either. You can do cover 3, cover 2, cover 1, bring those safeties down, make them play aggressively on the short, quick passes in the red zone. Tip number 5 is my favorite thing. I've been waiting for this to come to the game. Conservative ball carrier is gone. You can no longer just flip a setting and never fumble. It's gone. You actually have to guard the football. You have to get down, avoid hits. So as a defensive player, someone that loves playing defense, getting hit sticks, fumbles, all that, this is something I'm super excited to teach y'all about. It's a real simple concept. I'm not like some mastermind. But tackling, you could throw this on aggressive. It does have a negative where you have a higher chance of broken tackles and fake out. So keep that in mind. But it gives you a better chance of your defenders attempting hit sticks and just a higher fumble chance too. So you're going to punish these dudes that are not taking care of the football. If they're taking constant hits with their quarterback, they're not getting out of bounds, they're doing too many jukes and spins, keep pummeling them, and they're probably going to drop the football. Last year, the strip ball mechanic was broken, I guess is the easy way to say that. Unless you had the fumble or the penalty slider for face mask turned way up, you would never see face mask calls even with this setting on. They may have changed that this year, but if you turn this on aggressive, you have a higher chance of them going for strips and for getting a higher fumble chance. Again, same thing. You have a counter or a negative where it's a higher chance of broken tackle, and you have a higher chance of getting face mask penalties. But if someone is just constantly being stupid with the football, I would specifically turn tackling on aggressive, especially if you have like a platinum hammer on the field somewhere. Apparently, that's a very good ability this year at getting fumbles. Strip ball, you could try this on aggressive, but they may have fixed it where you get a ton of face mask penalties. So if so, leave it on default and just go for the strips yourself because you won't get penalties like ever if you do it yourself. But that is tip number 5, real simple concept, but try to punish these dudes that are just going for constant run plays, not taking care of the football. You're going to get a lot more fumbles this year. I promise you that. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys have a great rest of your days. Real Jev, and I'm out.